Fuck you, come on. Come on. Die. 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 Die, you motherfucker. Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my fucking god. Ah. Greetings, internet. My name is Chris, and I want to show you something I've been working on for a bit, which is a Nightblade build. It is a magicka Nightblade Caster build, to be precise. So it involves a healing staff and an inferno staff. Let me just show you the gear I'm wearing here. I'm wearing 2 pieces of turret. One piece is a weapon, one piece is the helmet. And then I'm wearing 5 pieces of Julianas and 1 piece of molag, and then 3 jewelry of willpower. The reason why all my jewelry has robust on it is because A, it's really freaking cheap, and I didn't want to, you know, spend 100k on each of the jewelry pieces. So, you know, I got the really cheap ones with stamina, but it also means that I can dodge roll a lot more. You can see I can do 3 dodge rolls in a row, and you know, I can hold block for a very long time, because I have about 13,000 stamina. So I get about 2.5k from the jewelry, which is about just another, you know, dodge roll or a little bit longer block duration. And I just beat Maelstrom Arena on veteran just today, and it came in handy in there, like, for sure. And I think if I didn't have the jewelry in there for the stamina, it would have been, you know, a little bit harder. I know a lot of people, you know, prefer to just stack their main resource all the way, but I think the way that that Nightblades is set up, you know, you get quite a lot of resources already just from slotting certain skills. So if we go to the siphoning tree, there's the magicka flood, which gives you 8% max magicka if a siphoning skill is slotted on your bar. And you can see I have 1 on each bar. I have a sap essence and crippling grasp. Okay, so let me go through my bar setup here. So on my main bar with the inferno staff, it is a Nirntone staff. If I had a master or maelstrom staff that I wanted to use instead, I would swap out the helmet here with a molag helmet probably, and just go full out spell damage build. Let me actually move away from here, because I just soloed this boss here, but I don't want to get killed if it, you know, accidentally respawns on top of me. Okay, so for my main bar with the inferno staff, I have funnel health, I have merciless resolve, crippling grasp, impale, and then inner light, and then as an ultimate I have soul harvest. On my healing bar I have siphoning attacks, degeneration, sap essence, and then my 4th slot is basically the what do we call it? It's the one that you change according to which situation you're in. So sometimes it's double take, other times it's piercing mark. And for the most part, when I do soloing or if I do the arena, it's rapid regeneration. And then for the 5th one, inner light again. And then as an ultimate, I either use Ice Comet or Dawnbreaker of Smiting. So that's pretty much how all that is set up. Attributes are just, you know, 64 in magicka. Champion points are, let's see, 100 in elemental expert, 65 in elfborn. I haven't really, you know, messed around with this too much, but I feel like elfborn, at least for a Nightblade build here, does a lot more than spell erosion. I used to have them split in between, so like about 30 in each, but I just went all out elfborn and it seemed to do a little bit more. I don't have anything in any of the other ones. And then 30 in spell shield and the steed, and then I've split them between Hardy and Elemental Defender. It's just, I mean, this is just like one of the best ways, I think, to get a lot of resistances, especially when you're, you know, like a squishy light armor Nightblade. In the tower I have 75 in the Magician and 75 in the Arcanist, and then 17 in Tumbling. And that's pretty much that. Oh, it did actually respawn while I was looking at it. It's a good thing I didn't stand down there. I think, oh yeah, my race is Breton. You know, usually I'm not one of those people that care about the races that much. And I think, like, it doesn't really matter that much for a Nightblade build. If you're doing a magicka build, I think you could get away with doing pretty much whatever you want in terms of class, because while Breton is really good for, you know, for stuff like it gives you max magicka, it gives you cost reduction, it really doesn't matter that much, because the ultimate skill of the Nightblades, in my opinion, is the siphoning attacks, which sort of, you know, lets you get away with having really really poor, what do you call it, sustain, because you can just activate that, and while you're attacking, it literally just, I mean, you just regen stam and magicka very quickly. It's kind of stupid, to be honest, at least in my opinion. Alright, so I will probably have shown you some footage over this, partly of me soloing the boss down there, and I think I probably also ended up introing with my clear of the arena. But I'm just gonna sort of show and explain my rotation. I will say, like, this is not like super explored, this build here, and it's, I mean, it's a really generic build, let's be honest. This is probably what most of you are already doing, but hopefully I just kind of want to, you know, give my thoughts on it. So I'm just going to explain usually my rotation. Like, usually I start off with degeneration, and the reason why I have degeneration and not structured entropy is because I hate having, you know, you swap your bars and your health is different, but also because degeneration heals you when you hit the target. It says, while active, your light and heavy attacks against the target have a 15% chance to heal you for 116% of the damage cost. And that is quite significant. Like, you'll get some really nice heals out of this. What else? Oh yeah, so I usually, you know, I start off with Merciless Resolve, then Degeneration, Debuff, Light Attack, Strife, Light Attack, Strife. I need to find something better. I need to find something that can actually take a few hits here, so I can, you know, explain this rotation a little bit easier. So what I tend to do, at least, is that I'll try to, you know, get my Merciless Resolve to proc, and then use the bow that appears, the Assassin's Will or whatever. Where am I going? Hold on while I try and find a suitable enemy. Here we go. Okay, finally. Jeez. I had to go like halfway across the zone to find something with more than 50,000 health. Okay, so let me try this again. So I start off with Degeneration. Actually, usually I start off with Merciless Assault, and then put my dot on it, and then light attack, weave with the strife, and then use the Assassin's Will. So it's not, you know, it's not incredible DPS, and I think also I would like to swap out my Julianus with Scathing Mage, because it does give about 200 extra, a little bit more than 200 extra spell damage, which would be really nice. But yeah, so the most important part of this is that you trigger your Merciless Resolve first, and then just basically light weave with pretty much anything you do. You know, so you can get those Assassin's Will procs as often as possible. And the reason why I'm using Soul Harvest, by the way, is because every kill you get gives you 10 ultimate. Let's see there. Yeah, while slotted, anytime you kill an enemy, you gain 10 ultimate, basically. which is very handy, especially when it's on the bar you'll be killing the most targets with. Something that's also good to note is that your sap essence is extremely easy to animation cancel, and it's a really good heal. Even with nobody nearby, you can see it heals between 1.5k and 2.5k, which is quite nice. And then it basically just, you know, scales off of how many enemies you hit. Plus you can use a structured entropy or well, you can use a degeneration and then use it as well. So not only are you, getting another heal, but you also have the small chance, the 15% chance to get an even bigger heal, while also getting a heal from sap essence. So you know, it all works really well together to give you a lot of healing over time, along with funnel health, which is like incredibly good, I think, at least, because it heals you 26% of the damage done. But there's actually a weird, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but there's a weird thing with it where you can crit the heal without critting the actual attack, which means the heal can do a very large amount of healing, basically. Yeah, I mean, this was just like a short thing I wanted to do. Hopefully it helped a few of you if you wanted to, you know, try out some Caster Nightblade build. It is really easy to do, I think, and the resource sustain is very easy. Like, I've literally gone all out spell damage with my enchant. You can see it's the purple enchant, otherwise it would be 175. But yeah, I've just gone all out with spell damage. Same with my mundus stone. I don't know if the shadow stone or the thief stone would be better, but for now I'm just trying this out, and it seems to be, you know, pretty decent. Like, if you can sustain just like a pretty average DPS, that's usually pretty good. Like, if you can sustain about 15 to 20k DPS single target, that's pretty good. Most people won't complain about that, and if they do complain about it, I mean, well, fuck them. To be honest though, I don't think for most of the game's content you'll need more than 15 or 20k DPS. So yeah, this kind of build would be pretty good. Plus, I haven't even shown a DPS with an ultimate. You know, it does a lot more if you constantly spending your ultimate on targets. Plus, once you get to the execute phase, once you get to the execute phase, you have your impale, which, I mean, that's probably just the best execute in the game. Honestly, it's kind of ridiculously good. Let's see if we get it to crit for a very large amount here. So we'll get this guy down. Okay. Oh, non-crit 18k. I mean, non-crit it's even really high. I just kind of want to get one of those 35k crits just to prove that it happens even with, you know, only 3k spell damage. Oh, whoops. Oh, non-crit again. 17. Oh, accidentally killed it. 31k. I mean, and it works even better on bosses with a lot of health, because when they have a lot of health, you know, they'll stay on very low percentages for a very long time. And as you can see, it does up to 300% more damage to targets at 25% health, and that's going to be a huge, you know, DPS boost. So for the really long battles, if you can just sustain your 15, 14, 15, however much you can do DPS, once you get to the execute phase from 25% to 0, you're just going to be constantly upping, like your DPS is just going to go up and up and up. So you usually end, you know, most fights with 20 20k DPS or more, which is, I mean, that's really nice, especially for a build, you know, that's really freaking basic. I mean, the whole rotation is really simple. Oh yeah, by the way, for most bosses, by the way, I wouldn't run the heal. I would run piercing mark. Well, I should technically have the other morph since I'm not PvPing anymore, but who cares? I think piercing mark is still better, even though you would never have the advantage in PvE, just because I don't want to, you know, remorph it just to have a slightly better morph for PvE and then have a useless morph for PvP. I haven't tried this caster build in PvP, by the way, so I don't know how good it is. That is for you to find out, or for me to find out once I, you know, get into PvP again, when it stops being laggy as fuck. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped a little bit. See ya.